Uh, I'm gonna assume the role of the president tonight, being the vice president. So I'm gonna take the vice out and just keep the president. So be on your best behavior. So I'll report you to the real president. I don't think we have anybody new tonight. Looking
There's one on
around.
your left.
Yes, you guys all should know my good friend Emma. You've seen her. You've seen her at meetings before, so and she's come prepared with her blanket. There you go.
Where's Craig tonight?
Romblon.
Rumbling. Oh, by the way, Justin, is that R2D2 in back behind you?
That's Emma's gift to my son for Christmas. That's his rocket ship. So
That's cool.
yeah, so I'm thinking like, these all these billionaires now, they build rockets, so might as well start them the other way around. Get him the rocket first and then see if he becomes a billionaire. It's pretty cool. I'll tell you what, if you want to talk about the gadget of the month, that thing's a gadget. It took me an hour to assemble, and I'm pretty good with instructions, so maybe Martin, that doesn't qualify as a gadget. Yeah.
Are Kurt and Betsy out of town? Or Craig?
Yes, they're out of town.
Yeah. All right. Has anybody been diving? You see that I have been
Justin, what about Kurt down there? I see Kurt. Is that a new person?
No.
Yes, I'm new.
Kurt. That's our Kurt.
Yes, I'm new. I'm here on. I went to the meeting at Bayland, and I'm on my way home, so I'm following on the phone. Yes, I'm new.
Yeah, he's our newest member. Welcome, Kurt.
Yeah, welcome. Good. Yeah.
Tell us about your camera and all that kind of stuff. Where you've been diving.
Okay, so I guess you can hear me. I'm just doing this in the car, so can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound good.
Okay. Okay. I recently have been diving in Tulum, Akumal. I did a little bit of cave diving. Usually I go diving in Roatan a couple times a year. Been diving for about 17 years. And just recently started getting serious about taking pictures underwater. So I recently upgraded my camera setup. I got a TG7 with strobe and video light and tray arms, all that good stuff. So I'm looking forward to getting more proficient at taking pictures underwater.
Well, that TG7 is really a very good camera. I think several people in our club are shooting TG series cameras.
Yeah.
So I had a TG5. I had a TG5 previous to that for a couple of years, and then there were a few limitations on there that I thought I would upgrade and see if I could just get a little bit better.
How did you find out about us?
Online, just surfing.
Okay. I'm glad to have you.
Yeah, glad to have you, mate. Sorry that you're not in person, and we can meet you personally and then go down the rabbit hole on camera talk. But we'll do that again for sure.
And sorry you went to Bayland. I guess they sent out a notice that Bayland was not going to be available to us tonight. It was pretty last minute.
Busy. Okay, it was all dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, they booted us out.
Yeah, I don't know why either. I mean, it's apparently it was because of the people that are. It's a warming hut now, right?
So, yeah. Yeah.
I was out there in shirt sleeves today.
I don't understand.
All right. So, has anyone been diving? I'll take your microphone first. I've been diving. Recently, Emma and I came back from El Salvador. Highly recommend it. Two things I dove that's quite different. The first one actually is a caldera lake. So I dove a geothermal vent in Lake Ilapango. If you don't know what a geothermal vent is, basically anybody knows?
I know that Scott knows what it is.
I was waiting for the geos to jump in and give us the
I
full
could
buzz.
probably talk up for the next 30 minutes on geothermal vents.
Yeah.
Hot, probably hot.
Very much so. Yes. So the water temperature, I mean, it's pretty mild. The water temperature is probably about I need to convert from Celsius, so probably about 28, 26 degrees Celsius. But right at the event, it was probably like 40. It's very hot. So it shows that the volcanic activity that we're accustomed to, it's above land. You see the volcanoes, you see the lava, but below the surface in these caldera lakes, there is still activity. So that, and then a couple of reefs offshore. Did some whale watching. So yeah. Anyway, who else has been diving?
Eileen.
Eileen.
I just got back from Roatan. We just went for about 4 days diving. We hit the bad weather that was on top of Roatan, but we had a fun time anyhow. So we dove in the rain and in the shine, and we had my girlfriend went with me, and her husband got certified while we were there. So
Oh, good. Destination certifications are the best.
yeah, well, he didn't know he was going to do it. It just kind of happened. And I guess that I saw more seahorses there than I was aware of. But yeah, we saw about 3 or 4 different seahorses. It was pretty, and they were, decent size. They weren't the microscopic ones. So that was fun.
So how were the bugs?
No bugs. We were there during the rain, so we had 2 days of rain, and then it was nice. I did not have a problem with bugs. We were on the west. We stay at West Bay, and it was really windy and rainy the first couple days, but it was warm enough to be out in your poncho. And even when the weather got nice, I didn't really have an issue with bugs.
Which resort were you at?
I've always stayed at Infinity Bay. It's right on West Bay. So you have that like half mile of beach you can walk along. Bananarama's there. There's a whole bunch of places all along there. But Infinity Bay has a dive shop, and anytime I go to Roatan, that's where I've stayed. I like it. It's easy. If the weather was good, we would have dove right off the dock right at the resort. But because the weather was bad and we were on the west side, we had a bus down to the south side 3 of the 4 days. But that's life. I was diving.
Hey, as a result. I know Brian has had some diving adventures recently in some exotic place called West Galveston. Never heard of it before. Fancy. You fancy, Brian.
It's 10 inches. Basically, it was a treasure hunt. But I did get my dive a month in with chum, so that's all that counts.
There you go. There you go.
I hear you had infinite visibility.
Whole 10 inches. Actually, I could see 2 feet. I could see Kurt's 2 feet right in front of me.
You need to find a different dive partner.
Well, we were supposed to dive Longhorn because Dylan just got a new 7, and nobody ever showed up. And I called the number and talked to Jeff Gordon, but he was out of town. So we stood around, waited till I waited an hour and a half, 10:30, and Kirk and I decided to go jump in West Galveston Bay behind his house.
It says nobody ever, but okay, very good. Anybody else?
Unfortunately, we have been dry.
I was going to say, there's a dry January, but I don't think it really pertains to us, right? All right, gadget of the month. I don't have a gadget. I was telling Martin that I bought a new drone, but based on Craig's guidelines of gadget, it doesn't count. But does anybody have something they want to share? The recent purchase that made you feel like
No gadget.
no gadgets this month. Okay. Any announcements from any officers? I see Russell and Henry there.
It's just two of us, I guess.
I know we got TGCC awards coming up this weekend.
Yeah, Frank Burek asked me to announce to everybody that the TGCC meeting or the banquet that we have on every year, there's still tickets available. So all you have to do is get in touch with him or Mark and give them your money. Show up.
Can we buy at the door?
What's that?
Can we buy tickets at the door?
I'm sure that they'll take your money.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess it's relevant for some of us here, specifically Tiffany, being the novice underwater photographer of the year, 2025.
Yes. You need to be there. Pick up
You
your
can.
award.
Dennis, can you send me Frank's email address? He left me a phone message while I was skiing, and I don't have his email address. And he said he
Oh, I can send you that. It's actually Joyce. He goes by Joyce.
It always puzzles me.
Who is going to represent HUPS at the meeting Saturday? I need to give the trophies to somebody.
Well, you got Justin, you got me. Is David going to be down here?
David is in town, but he's not here tonight, but he's in town. I don't know if he's going to be here.
Problems.
His grandmother, actually, yeah.
Grandmother.
I don't know how long he's going to be in town.
What
I can ask
happened?
him.
Did his grandmother die?
No, she didn't die, but she's having problems.
Oh,
105.
yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good
she's a cool lady. I'll just bring the trophies, and whoever is up there at the podium will get them.
Okay.
Oh,
That sounds good.
I'll be there on Saturday. I can help.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and then I guess Tiffany, we'll figure out how we get you your trophy.
Yeah, I won't be back down there until
May.
we're coming down in April because we fly out of Houston to Indonesia, but then we'll be back living down there in May.
Okay, cool.
So
Cool.
yeah.
All right, we'll figure it out.
Indonesia.
Do what?
Where are you going in Indonesia?
I am going to Bali for my 50th birthday because of the HUPS meeting that I went to. So we are going to Bali, Indonesia, staying at the Bali Dive Resort in Ahmed. That David.
Oh, you're going to love it. You will love it.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
We're going to be there for 3 weeks.
Good deal.
That's all his fault.
Take a lot of memory cards.
It's all your fault. All y'all's fault.
Take a lot of memory cards. Yeah, you're going to need it.
Blame David. Blame
David's
David.
fault.
Well, we'll also have the layover in Istanbul, so we'll get to shoot there and take street photography pictures there. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we have like 15 hours in Istanbul. So
Okay. That's
Pretty-
enough
pretty
time to
shitty.
do a few things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need more time than 15 hours, but you'll be able to see a few things.
we're going to get a sneak peek.
Yeah. It's really pretty at night if it comes alive, if it works out for you that way. All right. Any other announcements?
I just want to announce that there's 10 going to the BVI in May, 23rd to the 30th. There's still some room, sort of. I need to know if anybody else wants to go because I have to check with Guava Berry where we're staying to make sure there's enough rooms. I had 1, 2, 3, 4 other people, and they dropped out. So we're back down to 10.
It's not a bad. That's a good group.
Yeah. I'd rather had the 14 that I had, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it just means somebody need a buddy, right?
yep.
What
But at
is
least
the
I have a
name?
doctor on the trip like usual. I've always been lucky. I've always had a doctor in the group, and I had 2 for a while. Now I'm back down to 1.
When are the dates again?
23rd through the 30th of May. You were going to go, but you were in Indonesia or somewhere.
I'm going to be going after, me and John and a few other people, Roberto. We're all
Well,
heading
John's on the
over.
trip.
Huh?
I said John's on the trip.
No, he's on our trip and yours as well.
Right.
He's going to be diving a lot in the next couple of months.
Yeah, you ought to teach Graciela how to dive.
To teach her how to swim first.
She does like to shop, though.
Yeah, she's good at that.
All right. So let's get into the monthly program if there are no more announcements. I see we have actually two of my very favorite people on the planet from Texas Flower Gardens and Texas Caribbean, I should say, on the call. I was hoping Andy would make it. I know Andy had a bit of surgery last week, so I had an email back and forth with him, so he might have been touch and go. But you guys all know Andy. So this features, this presentation is really around the Fling and the Flower Gardens. I kind of wanted to highlight a amazing destination, which I'm pretty certain everybody has been. So anybody who has not been on the Fling or to the Texas Flower Gardens.
Me. I have not.
I haven't
Okay.
either.
I need
All
a,
right.
I need a nicer boat.
You go for the diving, not for the accommodations.
Yeah, what color do you want? I'll talk to Andy, but I'll get him to change the color for you. You just tell me what color you need.
It's getting a new paint job.
I know that. It's on
I
dried
need
up
my
right
own
now.
room and bathroom. I don't want to go out camping on the ocean. Because I'm not that into that drive out there. I've done
We
that
did
before.
we got
I'm
new
not-
mattresses. We got an upgrade to the bathrooms. It's got new flooring and some new paint.
Yep. True story.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully today, when you see the magic of the Flower Gardens, it's going to erase any of that fear or that doubt that it has to be luxury, because you'll see what we put together. So I'll give you a little bit of history for me personally on Fling and the Flower Gardens. So I got certified in June 2015. Got certified in Aruba, and like most of us, I just lost my mind. So I came back. I immediately did advanced open water with the late Joe Furno from Gigglin Marlin at Lake Travis. And then I heard about the Texas Flower Gardens and the Fling. And Andy actually was a crew at the time. I think he was a tank filler. And I signed up for the trip with another friend of mine, James, and I did my nitrox certification on board. And I had no idea what I was in for.
Mhm.
I had no idea what I was in for. So I'd never been on a liveaboard. And again, I'm still using my logbook. So I'm probably 4 or 5 pages into my logbook. That paints a picture. And I get out there, and my very first dive on that Saturday morning, I could not believe this existed in Texas. I could not believe it. Could not believe I was in the Gulf, right? It just didn't make sense to me. I just come from blue water in Aruba. I think I dove Tobago in Trinidad and Tobago. Couldn't believe it. And I again, like it really and truly changed a lot for me. So I went twice that season in 2015, and then I went almost every year except COVID. And then of course I had a baby, so that slowed me down. And from my footage, when we were putting this film together, when I was kind of going through all these times I've been, there's nothing I've seen absolutely twice. Maybe the coral spawn, that experience, could kind of be, repeatable, but it's just always been spectacular for me. But more important, it's, years later, now I've done liveaboards in Komodo and Maldives and wherever. There is something special about the Fling. It's like it's in its own category, because that first point where everybody meets in the galley and we're motoring out. You're kind of looking at all the different divers and you're listening to all the briefings and the presentations. Then, you know, the next one you get on deck and you see the guys with a million things all over them and you're like, okay, you're going to learn a lot about diving here. It's going to teach you about diving because there's no guide. You're going to go guide yourself. You know, as JT used to say, don't come back without your buddy. I can't do his accent. But it has changed for me because, one, I love the crew. I love the warmness of it. Everybody is always connected. Safety it's astonishing. I have some amazing drone footage of Aaron rescuing some people in the dinghy, getting blown away from the current. So, you know, I was, you know, I think I used the drone to find them, and then, you know, I decided I'll make a film about it. But yeah, it's just been really special for me, and I would definitely encourage you to go out if you haven't. So anyway, that's my personal experience. I've never had a bad day on the Fling. I've not had to use one of the bags, take my medicine, because I know it can be rocky sometimes. Not lost anything on the Fling, and I haven't had to have a very deep conversation with those two back ladders. Those two back ladders are probably people's biggest fear on the Fling. Those two back ladders will definitely wake you up. So anyway, I'm going to introduce the Crumleys, and you know, I'll first start with our HUPS Novice of the Year Photographer 2025, Tiffany.
Yes.
And her lovely husband, Aaron. So guys, you know, part of the presentation today, we would like to just kind of, I'm going to ask you a few questions about your roles on the Fling and your most memorable experience. Because again, I'm sure each one of us who've been on the Fling and in the Texas Flower Gardens, we've had something very special. Tiffany, tell us.
My most special moment actually happened this last summer. So we missed 2024 season. So 2025, we came back. Very first dive of the season, I jump in and spent 20 minutes with a manta ray. And then that set the precedence for the whole entire season because every single Monday we made it to West Bank. I dove and there was manta rays every single Monday through the season to the end.
Wow.
So we started calling it Manta Monday. So I got lots and lots of GoPro footage of the mantas just checking me out and flips and turns and spending time with me. We solo dive out there, so it makes it even more special because you're down there by yourself, just you and the big manta ray. And so when we're by ourselves, they usually generally come and check out and spend some time with you and kind of swim around you and stuff like that. This last season was very special.
That's very special, yeah. And tell us about your role on the Fling. You have the most important role.
I am lead galley on the boat. I make sure that all the shopping is done. I put in the orders to Sam's. I put in the order for Dennis to get ready at the storage building, get everything together to make sure that when we come in and we switch, we switch some crew. Aaron and I are full-time. But sometimes when we switch customers, between customers, we have 2 hours to flip the boat. So I make sure that Dennis has all the groceries together. He meets us at the dock. We load all the groceries onto the boat. We re-inventory to make sure that we have everything that matches our menu for that trip and make sure everything gets put up and then put snacks out for the coming customers that are coming back on. So
2 hours in a row. So that's a very short service
2 hours to turn the boat over. We have a cleaning crew that comes in. They do all the cleaning. We do all the food and groceries and putting things up like that. And then we go back out.
Awesome. So Aaron, do you have a Shark Sunday? Like what's been your most memorable experience so far?
I don't really know that I have a most memorable experience out there because every time we're out there is something new and it's always incredible. It's always an awesome sight to see mantas. It's always awesome to see turtles. It's always awesome to see sharks. One thing I did see this last season that I've never seen before was Christmas tree worms spawning. And
Wow.
I thought that was
Never seen
absolutely
it.
incredible. One of them, I got some very shaky GoPro footage of them because the surge was so bad. But I saw one spawning and I took video of it, and then I went back to I was picking up after the night dive, and then I saw another one and I had to get video of that because that one was an orange Christmas tree worm and it was spawning orange. It was really cool.
He
Awesome.
also is the first person in the water in the mornings. He's not going to brag, but he gets to see the dolphins in the mornings.
I was
Usually.
about to poke him about that. Yes. Yeah.
Which
Tell
one
us
of you
about tell
two?
us.
Which one of you two did the coral spawn video?
That was me, I
Uh-huh.
think. Pretty sure.
We'll
We
see.
love coral spawn. That was our third coral spawn, so we absolutely love it.
Yeah. And tell us about your role, Aaron, on the Fling.
So I'm the lead dive master, and so on when we're coming in off a trip and doing a turnaround, me and the other dive master we tag team everything to make sure everything is done. But we have to we unload the trash off the boat as soon as we pull up to the dock. We start washing the boat down. We help load all the groceries and everything onto the boat. Um, then we make sure that the tanks are set up and everything is good to go for the next group of customers. We go through our manifest and we start checking people in as they start showing up to the dock. We go through and make sure that we have everybody. And then as soon as everything is ready on the boat, it's a mad dash to get everybody loaded and so we can get off the dock and get headed out. And then during the trip, um, we will help out the galley, we'll help out the captain. Um, the I'll go ahead and help with the compressors and changing air filters and everything as well. The me and the captain will kind of tag team that. We just let each other know, hey, I did this or I've already done that. Um, Making sure that we're accountable. We have maintain our accountability for all the divers that are in the water. And while the divers are in the water, we're standing out on the deck the entire time watching bubbles, making listening for anybody to having calling for help. And if one of us has to go down to the lazarette or step inside or something, we make sure we communicate that so that there's always somebody out there watching. We maintain our accountability, getting getting the divers back on the boat and making sure that everybody is okay and safe. And the captain has been helping us with our welfare checks, checking everybody after we get them back on board, and making sure that everybody's okay, feeling okay. Um, and then once we have all of that stuff done and the customers are doing their 2 hour surface interval, then we can go and get us a little break and jump in the water and do a fun dive for ourselves.
Right. So you guys are part of HUPS. So clearly you're interested in underwater photography. You want to talk about what you guys shoot? What's your rig?
I just upgraded this last summer to the Olympus EM10 Mark IV. I did have the EM5 that was really old, so I upgraded to that. And then I have 2 CNC strobes and then just an Orca focus light.
Legit.
So I just upgraded my camera also. I was shooting a point and shoot Canon G9X, and then my strobes were Tiffany's hand-me-downs. And so I just recently, or at the end of last summer, I upgraded to a Canon R7 with an iClide housing, and that's what he has to say. I was able to get some iClide strobes. I got a couple of strobes from Dennis. One of them wasn't working quite right, and so I was able to buy another strobe from from another guy. I picked it up from him at Dema, and so now I have two Light strobes, and so I'm really looking forward to trying those out when we get to Bali.
Which strobes have you got?
Right off the top of my head, I can't think of it. I'd have to pull them out and look at them.
Are they the new ones, the small ones?
He has 161.
Yes, yeah,
161. I know that, but the DS 125 wasn't working.
Right.
So I think
I think the one you
the
got
third one that I bought is it's the one I got from you is a 161. I think the one that I got from this other guy is either a 160 or a 162.
Okay, I
close
sent two of my old 125s into iClight, and they'll give you $100 on them.
Oh yeah,
on a new one. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's good to know.
That's
yeah.
Did you send the
better than a stick in the eye?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you get them to take a look at the 125 to see what was wrong with it?
No, I haven't messed with it at all yet. I did take it. I took the one strobe with me to when we went to Cozumel after the fling season, but I was using the single sync cord since I only had the one strobe, and I was having an issue with that, and so I think it might have been an issue with the sync cord. So I'm hoping I played with it on land a little bit, and they were both firing, and so I think I'm going to be okay now.
Okay. What it might have been was your R7, because I had problems with my 125s, which I've had forever. And then I was talking to the guys at iClight, and they talked me through it, and it was working for a while. Then one of them came in Brack last year, kind of came apart underwater. And I sent both of them in to iClight, and they gave me a deal on them and they gave me a deal on the new ones too. Now I can't remember which ones I bought, but they're the smaller ones, and they're really good. I mean, they're great.
Well, I've been loving the camera. And my goal when I bought the R7 is I wanted to get into land photography too, and doing some portrait. Right. And so we've been having a lot of fun. We just recently did 1-year-old portraits for our grandbaby, and our nephew is only a week later than her, and so we did his 1-year-old portraits. Nice. And so we've been having a lot of fun with doing some of that.
That's great.
That's where the learning cameras shoot the top side.
Exactly.
We've been learning a lot for sure.
Scott, aren't you shooting an R7?
No, I shoot an R5.
R5, okay.
Yeah, I'm the one shooting. I think I'm the only one shooting an R7 now.
Okay.
I did just sell my old underwater setup, so I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to buy with that.
Lights. All what lights?
I've been looking at the CNC duos, so I don't know. I might need some new strobes before I go to Bali.
Well, you're doing the right thing. You're warming up your 2026 Texas Caribbean season. We're going to Bali. You're going to learn a lot about the camera and about your techniques. And of course, we're always here to help. I'm always here. Dennis, anybody you want to reach out to about, any questions you have. Awesome. So again, sorry that we didn't have Andy here to kind of give us an update on the boat. So the Fling's currently in dry dock. I was planning to go there, got an invitation from Captain Dennis last week, but then of course we had some weather here in Houston, back to work, other bits and pieces. So I know they're getting the usual Coast Guard checks and balances done. You guys know exactly what's changing, besides the fresh coats of paint and the new tiles in the bathroom for the 26th?
No, I just heard there's new Coast Guard requirements that they're struggling with, and we're getting new paint. We were hoping for a color change, but I think they're just going back with the same for now. But eventually we're hoping, fingers crossed, for a red and white boat, but we're getting blue again.
All right, we'll take blue. At least we know what it looks like.
That's right.
That's right.
That's what it looks like.
They decided new paint after you and Aaron did your drone footage and noticed that the boat looked really bad.
Awesome. So, the other members of the crew that again could make it. So, I know Penny. You want to just mention a few names, just in the spirit of.
Penny has been working on the boat. We found out, what'd she say last year at trivia time? So Linefish Invitational, we learned new things because they have trivia questions. So Penny has been working on the Fling for 35 years. She still comes and works on the Fling. She works with me a lot during the summer. And we have Michael. He's been on the boat, started out as dive master. He's now captain. He's been on the boat longer than us. We've been on the boat since 2021. We went out for a trip that he made me go on because I told him I wasn't ready to dive off the Fling. And he made me go, and we came back as crew. So we've only ever been on one customer trip.
So I do have to tell this story. There was a dive shop in the DFW area that was advertising Fling trips. And so I told Tiffany, I said, hey, what do you think about going to the flower gardens? Doesn't that sound cool? She said, yeah, that sounds cool. I said, okay, good. And I booked it. Well, when she found out I booked it, she was mad. And
I said we would talk about it.
She said, I thought we were going to talk about it. I didn't think you were going to book it. And I said, well, too late. It's already booked. And we got out there and we just absolutely fell in love with it. And
here we are.
And now here we are. We came back as crew. So
from customers to crew. Sounds like Andy the same way. He went from customer to crew to owner. But okay, yeah.
I'm not going that far. I'm not going that far.
Yeah.
But we also have Tommy. He'll be back this year. With Aaron on the back deck. And then we have Blaine. I think he's coming back. He is a Texas A&M college student that came and helped the season that we weren't there, and then stayed last year and worked a lot on the boat.
Is he the gymnast?
No, that's
Dylan. Yeah,
Dylan. Okay.
Yeah, Dylan is a instructor at, what's the name of that shop?
Mammoth Lake.
Mammoth Lake. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good.
And as far as other people in the galley, if anybody wants to volunteer, just call. We take volunteers.
So no Texas Flower Garden presentation would be complete if we didn't have Jesse Castlemore with us. So I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, I have all of his books. And she's like, what? I was like, yeah, he is the goat of the flower gardens. So you have a new fan, Jesse. Sorry, you have a new fan now. So Jesse, you have some history about not just diving flower gardens, but actually going out there on your own boat, right? And then you witnessed the Kraken sinking, right? You've explored other parts of the Flower Garden National Banks. You have to have maybe 500 memorable moments, but give me one or two. Give me one or two.
Oh gosh. Well, I go way back on the Fling and the Flower Garden Banks. Flower Garden Banks. Actually, I made my first dive at the Flower Garden Banks in 1978. And this was before the Fling. There was a boat out of, Sabine Pass.
Right.
There was a boat that went out to the Flower Garden Banks. There was no boat out of Galveston at that time. And so that was my first experience, but I got involved in the Fling in the late 1980s. And I was a dive master on the Fling for about, 7 or 8 years in the 1990s. And when Gary Wren owned the boat. And at that time, there were actually three dive boats that operated out of Galveston. There was the Fling, there was the Spree, and then there was the Sea Searcher. And the Sea Searcher was a 70-foot version of the Fling that only took 14 divers.
Oh, wow.
And I chartered the Sea Searcher a number of times, full boat charters with friends of mine to do exploration diving. And back then in the 90s, we did dives at Geyer Bank, Bright Bank. We took the Sea Searcher all the way to Saunier Bank. And we did some really, really cool dives off the Sea Searcher. One of them was a technical dive that we did on the brine seep. And you don't hear much about the brine seep, but it's a super saline formation that's down about 200 feet of water in the East Flower Garden Bank Sanctuary, and it's a technical dive. But anyway, as far as things to remember back, and I'm going way, way back in the day, I can remember. Well, one of the things that sticks in my mind, and it's not a dive, it's just being a dive master on the surface. I can remember when we used to trade when Gary Wren owned the boat. We used to trade when the shrimpers were out there, and they had a lot of shrimp on the boat. We would trade beer for shrimp. Now they stopped doing that, but back then we were doing it. And I was given the instructions as a dive master, okay, get in the inflatable and go out and go over to the shrimp boat, bring the beer and bring back the shrimp. And I can remember getting in that inflatable and it was blowing. I mean, it was over 15. It was probably 20 knots blowing. And I can remember going down in the trough in that inflatable and I didn't see either boat. All I saw was water around me, but I successfully brought back the shrimp.
They also like trading us with sugar because they would run out of sugar or soft drinks.
Oh, yeah. We did a lot of trading back then, but that all, that ended up being, we better not do that anymore. But
that
no,
we just send brownies to the Manta.
What's that?
We do send brownies to the Manta when they're out there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good trading. That's good. That's nice. But anyway, there's just so many. The manta rays were so cool back. I can remember being on a dive with like 4 or 5 manta rays swimming around. But one of the real memorable dives I will mention is being on Stetson Bank and photographing a hammerhead shark that was within a touching distance of me. And fortunately, I had a really wide angle lens on and got a great shot. And it reminds me of one of the things that when you talk about underwater photography and things to do and things not to do, but really the things to do is you got to always be ready. And I mean, if something just pops up, you've got to be able to put your camera up and get that shot and not be fumbling around with f-stops and shutter speeds. And that was a time when I did that. I was able to do that and just get a really cool shot of a hammerhead shark that was just right in my face at Stetson Bank. No, it's I've had fantastic memories that go way back, and the books.
You wrote books about it, so that's
yes, right.
Okay, not just books, but great books.
Thank you. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I've got them all. Yeah.
I've got them.
We have a couple on the boat that I like to pull out and show to the customers.
Oh, well, good. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. No. I'm very, I'm still.
I only read the ones on the boat.
I'm pretty far away from you guys right now. Up in, my wife and I decided to retire in Cape May Point, New Jersey, but I still have a special place in my heart for the Flower Garden Banks, and I haven't forgotten about going out there. And I still communicate with sanctuary folks. Actually, I was on a Flower Garden Banks, a NOAA Zoom with a bunch of people, including a lot of old timers like Steve.
Giddings.
Uh,
Giddings.
yes, Steve Giddings, the first sanctuary manager. And so I still have a connection. Today I was talking with this guy, Bill Keene, who was on the advisory council, or no, he was actually working Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary, but he was stationed in the Galveston office. So I got to know him real well, and he did a lot of work with the Cuban marine scientists and with the connectivity between, or the sharing of marine biology information between Cuba, Mexico, and the United States.
Wow.
And so, hey, I haven't. I want to go back. I want to go back next summer. I already told Dennis that we need to set up a trip, and I want to fly back. Yeah.
I don't know if you missed it earlier on. He said next year is here, so we're gonna go do it. Next year is
Jesse.
Here.
Jesse, you're sitting there wearing a sweatshirt. It's 70-something degrees here in Houston right now.
Oh.
We have more than a sweatshirt.
Well,
Doubled up.
Hey, guess what? No, we still have ice here. Ice.
I know.
We have snow in our front yard. It's going to melt tomorrow, though. Don't worry. And no, I tell you, we're in a cool place. It's really, we love it here. We have the ocean, right? We can't see the ocean from where we live, but we can hear the ocean, the waves, the Atlantic Ocean, the Delaware Bay. We can hear the ocean from where we live every minute of every day.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for that, Jesse. So,
can I throw something out real quick?
Yeah.
Come on.
So, speaking of Steve Giddings,
yes.
Something that I like to share with every trip that we have go out there with all the new customers, and for those of you that have never been out there, you will love this little bit of information. So, what I like to share is that, of all the people we get to meet some incredible people working on the boat.
We've met Jesse.
I know,
okay.
But one of them I was talking to, and I just tell him I was talking to a gentleman that was a chief recently retired, was a chief scientist of NOAA, was instrumental in getting it established as a marine sanctuary, has been diving out there since the 80s.
Yeah.
And when I was talking to him, he told me that the only thing that is different about diving out there in the flower gardens now versus when he was diving there in the 80s is that the coral is bigger.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, I make that statement, and I tell them, you don't hear about that anywhere else in the world.
You're right.
And so
you're absolutely right.
Real jewel we have out here.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. And really, it's the most remote. If you like to go to, if you're a hiker or, a nature lover and you like to go to remote places as a scuba diver, there's no place more remote in the Western Hemisphere in the North America than the Flower Garden Banks National Marine Sanctuary. When you're out there, you're remote. There's no other dive site that I can think of in the United States or in North America that's as remote as the Flower Garden Banks National Marine Sanctuary.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, Dennis, I'm going to cue you up here. So, again, this was great. You ready to go, Dennis?
Yeah, wait a minute. I have a couple of things to say. First of all, I want Roberto. Are you there?
Yeah.
Roberto, there you go. Yeah, we went down there in 1981 with Roberto Sr. and Roberto, the one that we have here, and myself and Gene Davis. Tell us about your experience with your father on that dive.
Oh, a wonderful time. We in those days we had the Spree. The Spree, that was the name of the other boat, which is the difference between the two boats was the bottom, the color of the bottom, and we surely got on the wrong boat at one point. And I remember arguing with my dad on the water on a slate, saying, I was saying it's that way, and he would write down, no, Cuba is that way, and I said, no. And we got on the wrong boat, but it was fantastic. Saw a lot of things. some big large schools of fish, and just wonderful time diving as much as we could. And I remember Dennis was very abstracted with setting up his camera and many other things. And I saw him jump in the water without fins. So I'm a witness of that event.
No fins, all cameras.
You can't believe how deep you go from 5 feet with no fins.
But no, it was great. It was great. The fling.
No, I've dived off of the fling probably, I don't know, maybe 10 different times, 8 or 10 different times. But I want to give Jesse some props here because the fling and the spree and the other ones are not the only dive boats. There's also the Good Vibrations, which Jesse owned. Was it a 46-foot trawler, right?
42 foot.
42
foot Grand Banks trawler.
Yeah. And he took us to a couple of places, and one of them was very memorable because it was just 4 of us, me, Monica, you, and who was it? Can't remember, but we went out the Blue Moon, and we saw the coral spawning.
Yeah.
And later on, National Geographic for Shark Week, there was a bunch of shark attacks down off of Galveston, and so they decided they were going to make that a feature, and they needed some people to talk about that. And Jesse was interviewed. Tell us a little bit about that.
Whoa!
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I got contacted by a company that was hired by National Geographic to do a piece on the shark attacks that were numerous shark attacks along the Gulf Coast, and they were trying to figure out what could have sparked these shark attacks, and they told me they wanted to interview me down in Galveston and talk about the Flower Garden Banks National Marine Sanctuary and how there could be a possibility that the coral spawning had something to do with these shark attacks. And the first thing that crossed my mind was, this is crazy talk. This is great. This is crazy talk. What do you, shark attacks and the coral spawning? And then I thought, well, I'll go down and do the interview just to enable me to shine a light on the Flower Garden Banks National Marine Sanctuary, give the sanctuary some recognition, let people know about what's going on in the sanctuary, if not anything else. But as far as the connection between shark attacks and coral spawning, I just thought that was utter nonsense. So anyway, I went down to Galveston, to the marina in Galveston, where I kept my boat. It's actually where it took place, and had this interview. It was in like December. I remember it was kind of cold. They wanted to do it on the dock with boats in the background and had me bring my dive gear and an underwater camera and talk about diving and photographing. And so I did it. And, I answered their questions, and they talked about these sharks. They had like about 4 or 5 different possibilities of what could have sparked it. And one of them was the coral spawning. And anyway, I told them, flat out, when they asked me, do you think it could have anything to do with the coral spawning? And I said, no. But anyway, they after I was interviewed, they asked about some video footage of the coral spawning, and I didn't have any at that time. Since I have, but that's a whole other story. But I knew Dennis had some good coral spawning, so I gave them Dennis's contact information, and they used his in the show. But when they actually ran it, they had all these different things that they were looking at, and they didn't just interview me, they interviewed about 4 or 5 or 6 people, and then they came to pretty much a non-conclusion as to what could be the cause of these multiple shark attacks in the Gulf Coast. I don't know what else.
Yeah, so we made National Geographic Shark Week, right?
That's right. We got on a National Geographic on Shark Week segment.
Shark Week.
Epic, epic.
Yeah, but we also, hey, let me ask you, does the Fling go out to the Kraken every so often?
Every once in a while.
Every now and then.
Yeah, because we went out there on Jesse's boat and we did a really nice dive there, and you'll see a little bit of it tonight.
Yep. All right. Well, grab your popcorn, guys. Turn the lights down.
Okay, are we gonna do the film now?
Let's do the film.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a little preface on it. This is a film that I decided to do because I knew that we were going to have a Fling extravaganza here with invited guests, and everybody was going to be interested in it. And I said, well, let's find out if we could do something basically about the underwater diving. And I put together a 13-minute film on it. And I got a lot of stuff from Justin, and especially I got a lot of stuff from Aaron and Tiffany. And I used stuff that I've had over the years and put it together as a 13-minute film. And it covers a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I hope you enjoy it. I will share and hope it works. I'm using a low resolution version so it won't skip on us. Okay, I get share sound, optimize video, sharing. Okay, I will now. Good luck. Just I'm not done yet. Just a second. It's supposed to be going.
I got a black screen, Dennis.
There we go.
There we go.
You have the music? Are you getting the audio?
No.
Yes, Dan.
Oh.
Are you getting audio?
Yep, I am.
Okay, good. I'm not hearing it. All right.
Good job, Dennis.
And there you
Nice
have it.
shot.
Wonderful.
Stopping to share screen somehow. Whoops. I gotta.
Very good. Thank you, Dennis.
I seem to be. Oh, there. We're there. I was missing where the share screen was. Here we go.
That was good.
Nice work, Dennis.
Pretty epic. Never.
Justin,
If you,
was that, who took that shot of you shooting the coral spawning, or was that you?
I took a shot of Beata.
Oh, okay. That was you
Yeah.
shooting her then. Okay.
I was videoing Beata doing stills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, I just got to ask you this. Where'd you get R2D2 sitting in your background?
Emma bought it for my son for Christmas. Yeah.
Justin.
Trying to get him into into the space program. Start early, right? Awesome. Like I mean, I've watched that film quite a few times over the last couple of days, and it always gives me nostalgia, and I can't wait to get out there this year. It will be great to get a HUPS and maybe a Lunar Friends reunion on the boat. I'm always happy when there are multiple photographers out there, because it's just a different experience with what we find and what we share.
You have to plan a time when I can just stow away.
Right, exactly. I just come shoot.
So we can go dive together and shoot together.
100%. 100%. Cool. Talk about photos, Martin. You ready with the photo contest, my friend?
Yep. You ready?
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay.
Justin, we're going to put you through Critter ID course.
Yeah, rare. Not the best. Hard enough shoot. It's hard enough shooting the bastards, Why get to know the name too? Get out of here.
Ain't no zebra crab.
Okay. You should see it.
Yep.
That's all, folks.
Hey,
John, that
congratulations,
shot,
Kurt.
yeah, congratulations, Kurt. And John, that cleaning shot that you got there with that grouper, oh man.
That's
Yeah.
a great shot.
That was an awesome
Oh
shot.
my God.
Incredible.
Like,
John, I don't mind telling you, but I gave it a 10.
oh my God. That is,
Yeah, he got lots of tens. That's why it won.
that is,
That was
special.
spectacular. That was a
That is
spectacular shot,
special.
John.
Special. Yep.
Yeah, the advanced group really knocked it out of the park tonight, this
Yeah,
month.
they did.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
we all going to the Mexican restaurant?
Look at that gun, yeah. All right, guys, we'll drive home safe.
Okay.
I'm hungry.
This is great. Lovely seeing everybody. Hope
Thanks,
to see
guys.
you soon in person.
Appreciate
Cheers,
it.
Jesse.
Okay. Good night, everybody. Hey, great
Night.
seeing y'all.
Good night.
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 Bye-bye.
See you in March.
Bye, Scott.
Yep.
Night.
Russell.
Night.
Yeah.
Night.
All right. See you guys.
Thanks, Tiffany and Aaron. Appreciated hearing what you had to say.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the invite. We'll
I
see y'all
hope
next
maybe
month.
we'll see you later on this summer.
I definitely.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
I'm out of here. Bye-bye.